Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you out there joining me. This is an explearning Academy webinar, and I'm delighted to bring this topic to you, which is communication heavy, and it is an executive communication topic, which is going to help you level up professionally and also in your everyday social lives. So we work on two things here, mainly executive communication and social fluency. And we're going to talk about charisma in the workplace. Before we do that, I want to introduce myself to you. For those of you who might not know me, hello and welcome again. I'm Mary Daphne, and I'm thrilled to have you all here today. So as an executive communication coach for the past nearly 2 decades, my passion lies in helping professionals just like you become powerful, confident communicators. Whether you're aiming to enhance your executive presence, navigate difficult conversations, or build social fluency, my goal is really to empower you with these skills to shine in any type of social situation, both at work and in life. And I've been very fortunate to spend nearly 2 decades immersed in the world of international communications, television, education, ed tech, and broadcasting. And I hold 2 master's degrees. My advanced master's degrees is from Columbia University, and my focus has always been on leadership, communication strategies, and cross-cultural skills. And as a Fulbright grant recipient and teacher trainer, I've had the incredible opportunity to work with diverse professionals and leaders all around the world, equipping them with the communication techniques that are practical, impactful, and data-backed. Throughout my journey, I've also built and developed explearning Academy, which is a professional development platform that brings together professionals from all over the world. And we are here together to practice essential social skills, learn communication strategies that are actionable, and fostering a supportive community that encourages growth. In our community, we are a community of practice. And so the mission is to empower each and every member to communicate their value effectively, boost their confidence, and enhance their social fluency. And so by doing so, we aim to help professionals like you level up in your careers, have greater impact both professionally and socially, and also to build more meaningful and deeper connections. So I'm very excited to share some of the transformative strategies that we use here in explearning Academy with you today. So whether you're here to polish your leadership presence, improve your confidence in business interactions, boost your social fluency, or simply to gain some new tools and strategies to level up your communication game, well, you are in the right place. So, like I said, I'm very excited to get started. I want to tell you a little bit about our methodology and approach. We use data-driven communication strategies, which are, techniques that are grounded in research and tailored for professional impact. So you can use these in your workplace, in your businesses, in your professional lives. We promote a hands-on learning experience and practice. So we have interactive exercises, real-world scenarios, and simulations that will help you develop your executive presence, your executive communication, and your social fluency. We've also got a personalized coaching and feedback in our community, which is, customized guidance to help address your specific individual needs, enhance your skills, and build your confidence. And we do that through our group coaching program, which is executive communication coaching, as well as, you'll get feedback if you are part of the explearning Academy plan, where you can submit your work for feedback as well. And, like I said, we are a community of practice. So we've got the collaborative growth environment that is ideal for learning and sharing and networking. We've got emphasis on peer support and feedback, in addition to expert feedback and support. And it's a community of international professionals. We've also got some fantastic programs for you. There's something there for everybody. Like I said, helping with both professional interactions as well as social interactions. So boosting both executive communication and social fluency. Those two go hand in hand. Very important. We've got 5-day challenges, 10-day challenges, comprehensive 33-day masterclass, web courses that you can do at your own pace with our quizzes and guides and self-assessments, and also submit your work for feedback, for expert feedback. And all of our programs are designed for measurable progress in leadership, communication, and social skills. So you are gonna, see how much you progress throughout your, time in the course, in the web course, in the challenge. And it's a wonderful way to also track progress and see how you've been doing. So in terms of what you can expect today in this webinar, we're going to share some tools and strategies to help you elevate your communication skills, which I'm guessing is a main reason why you're here. Practical insights that I'm going to share with you to help you build confidence both in your social fluency and your business communication, and some techniques to enhance your professional and personal growth. Because at the end of the day, we are a professional development platform, and we're here to improve ourselves every step of the way. So, if you're ready to get started, I would love to invite you to now silence all of your devices and whatnot and really give your undivided attention. You don't need to feel, any obligation to take any notes, because you will have this replay. And if you're part of our community in explearning Academy, you also get the slides and any guides that we have associated with this lesson today. Okay, so let's talk about charisma in the workplace, because you know what? This is a very important leadership quality that can help you connect with colleagues, inspire teams, advance your career. Okay, so in this webinar, we're going to discuss what charisma is, why it's important in the workplace, and practical strategies for developing and projecting a more charismatic presence. So that's very important. And I want to kind of bring your attention to what charisma is not, right? Charisma is not about being the loudest or most dominant voice in the room or the most outgoing extroverted person. Okay. Rather, it's about projecting confidence, projecting empathy, and really having a genuine interest in others. So by the end of this session, I'm hoping that you will walk away with a toolbox of techniques that'll help you enhance your personal charisma and leverage it to become a more influential and effective professional. So let's dive into the power of charisma together, shall we? Okay. Good. Okay, so hopefully everyone can see this very nicely. All right. So let's see here. Let's talk about the definition, right? So it's a powerful personal quality that can inspire others and help you connect with people, right? It's a blend of traits that include confidence, energy, communication skills. It's not just physical appearance. Charismatic people have this incredible quality that they have this way, this magnetic, aura that helps others feel engaged and motivated. True charisma is about your personality, okay? It's about how you interact with people. It's how you communicate with people, the energy that you put out there, not just your looks or your style or your outer appearance. And developing charisma can be very valuable in leadership, sales, and in many other areas in the professional world, not to mention in your social space as well. So it's something that I really recommend, we take seriously, especially for those of you who are looking to level up in your careers, and also those of you who want to boost your social fluency and be more confident regardless of the communication event, act, or situation. All right, so there are a lot of benefits of charisma in professional settings, and a lot of these also will transfer to the social space. Charisma is a powerful asset in professional settings, especially because it can help impact significantly your success and your influence, which is what a lot of people are looking to do, right? And drive that impact. So increased influence, charismatic individuals are often more persuasive and they can sway opinions more effectively, which is great for people who, really are looking to persuade and inspire and influence those around them. Also improve relationships, right? Because charismatic leaders are often seen as more inspiring, more motivating, people who can really rally the troops and be persuasive as well. So we've got that in addition to, the increased influence, the improved relationships, as you can see, enhanced leadership, right? People can improve team performance this way, better leadership skills because they're seen as inspiring and motivating. Stronger communication, right? So people who are charismatic and who others view as charismatic are, people who are tending to be more engaging and effective as communicators, which is absolutely crucial in professional settings, as you may very well have, experienced yourself. So overall, you have this greater success because charisma can contribute to greater professional success as well as personal success, of course, because it positively impacts various aspects of your job and of your business and of the work that you do. So things to keep in mind, right? And if it's really if you're looking to enhance your influence and your persuasive communication skills, then I highly recommend you start implementing these strategies that I'm going to share with you in this webinar. All right. So self-awareness, if we're talking about developing charisma, it all starts with being aware, right, of what we do already, what are some of our weaknesses are. I like to refer them more so to areas of improvement because that kind of, establishes this idea of the growth mindset approach. But essentially it starts with self-awareness, right? That's the foundation for developing confidence and presence. Being able to understand your strengths and areas for improvement or weaknesses really allows you to play into your strengths and address those areas that you could benefit from improving. And we all have these, obviously. A main one for a lot of people is communication, is social fluency, is executive communication. So the next one's positive self-talk, right? I want you to think of challenging those negative thoughts and focusing on your accomplishments so that you can build a mindset of confidence. A lot of the time, it starts with the mindset that we find ourselves in. And if we want to make a positive change, it comes from within, right? So the next one is body language, which is a very powerful tool, right? Projecting confidence through your nonverbal skills, through your paralinguistics. So thinking about, what does your posture look like? What are your gestures and eye contact and tone of voice? Because this can also significantly impact how others are perceiving you, which is important if you are, somebody who's looking to be a leader or to establish yourself as a leader down the line. Preparation is also very, very important, right? That's key. So being prepared for meetings and presentations and even those casual coffee chats and one-on-ones as well. Just having a couple of talking points will suffice and it will put you in that positive mind space and make you feel a whole lot more comfortable and confident. So you want to, be able to engage authentically and in a meaningful way that comes across as genuine and authentic and sincere as possible. So by developing these 4 areas, right, self-awareness, positive self-talk, body language preparation, all of these are vital for projecting charisma and confidence and presence in the workplace. So things to keep in mind, especially if you're looking to become more charismatic. Okay, so emotional intelligence is very important. It's key to developing charisma and connecting with others. So of course that's going to have a huge role in becoming more charismatic. Self-awareness is the very first step, right? Because that's going to help us understand our own emotions and how they impact our behavior and our communication. So this self-knowledge really allows us to manage our reactions and to temper our expectations as well, and also to communicate more effectively in general. So this is something that I really hope that you'll take into consideration, especially if you're looking to make those positive changes. So the next one is empathy, and that's really about recognizing and understanding the emotions of others. And when we do that, we can also more easily recognize the same emotions in ourselves as well, and have that increased self-awareness in addition. Okay. Developing empathy also fosters a sense of connection between people, and it helps us build trust with those who are around us. So when we're talking about rapport building, this is something that empathy can very much help us with and guide us with. The next one is social skills, right? So, strong social skills, yes, even in workplace interactions, even in professional communication and executive communication settings, you still need social skills. You still need social fluency, because they help us navigate social situations with confidence, with ease, with poise, and being really confident and comfortable in how we are, communicating with people, right? So good to keep in mind. Self-regulation, that's really about controlling our emotions, our impulses, also our reactions, right? We don't really want to react to a situation. We would like to respond to it. That's much better. And that helps us maintain composure under pressure. Think of a leader, right? Calm and composed, even in the face of challenge or crisis. So that's something that charismatic people do naturally, but this can also be learned. And, being able to respond appropriately to challenging situations can really help you project the confidence and the poise that you need to garner trust, to show credibility, to exude charisma and executive presence as well. All right, so effective communication is so very important, and it's key to developing charisma and connecting with others. So, of course, communication is really everything. One of the main things here, too, is active listening. That's crucial. So being able to pay attention to what the speaker is saying, not just what they're saying, but how they're saying it, and also being aware of their body language, their tone of voice, their nonverbals, their intonation, their inflection patterns, the rhythm, their pacing, all of this, right, is very much important. And then also you reciprocating with engaged body language as well, which you're more easily able to do when you are actually actively listening. So speak as clearly and confidently as you can. Try to use simple, easy to understand language. You're not going to impress people by, your vocabulary necessarily. Really, and especially in a workplace and business setting, less is more a lot of times, right? So really trying to avoid, overly technical jargon and technical terms and acronyms and abbreviations, because, some people might be aware of this terminology, but most of the time there are going to be a lot of people who are not familiar with this because of various industry knowledge, various subject expertise, subject matter expertise, and so on. So that's something that I would really encourage you to think twice about before using, and always err on the side of caution when it comes to jargon and technical language. Know your audience. Storytelling is great. So, you could use things like personal stories and anecdotes to help illustrate your point and make them more palpable and memorable for your audience. It helps you connect emotionally with your audience, and that always will stand out in their minds as, a great story or a great example or a great speaker or a great charismatic person that you are, if you're able to leverage storytelling in a positive way like this. All right, well, developing charisma, finding your purpose is actually key to developing passion and enthusiasm. So what I would recommend here is really trying to discover what truly motivates and inspires you, and let that shine through in your work, right? So this is going to take some thinking on your end, but sit with it, think about it, be aware of what you enjoy doing at work, but not just in work, in your hobby, in life, hobbies that you have, interests that you have, passions that you have. We all have life outside of work. So to pretend like we don't is hiding a part of ourselves and withholding a part of ourselves. And charismatic people don't do that, right? They are very authentic. They shine through both in terms of what they do at work and also personally, like their interests, their hobbies, and so forth. So no one's shying away from that because it is part of who they are. So I really encourage you, don't be afraid to share your personal interests and hobbies with others. Yes, even in a workplace environment, there's a space for that. There's space for that, right? So embrace the things that you're passionate about and that makes you more engaging and charismatic because it shows the human side of you. People also might have overlapping interests with you. That can help establish and build rapport, shows alignment, you find common ground. So it's a win-win all around, and it's something that, I think a lot of people feel like they shy away from it in the professional setting because they say, oh, well, this is a work environment. I'm not going to, bring my hobbies and interests and personal kind of affinities in there. But there's actually room for it, and people who do that are even more charismatic and more successful. Why? Because it shows that human side, and also it helps rapport building, which is very important for communication. When you're excited, genuinely excited about your work, about your hobbies, about something that, you're working on outside of work, maybe a passion project or a side hustle, you want that energy to shine through, right? You want that energy and enthusiasm to show because your positive attitude is going to be contagious, and that's going to draw people in, and people are going to be more, attracted to you as a person, as a leader. They're going to want to, spend time with you. They're going to want to listen to you. They're going to want to be influenced by you. So you want to spread that positive energy to others, right? That's going to help you create an upbeat, enthusiastic atmosphere that's going to make you not only more likable, but also more charismatic, right? So spread that positive energy. It's going to really go a long way. Passionate and enthusiastic people are magnetic, okay? So when people are actually passionate about what they do, it's going to radiate outwards, and it's going to make you more compelling and charismatic as an individual and as a communicator. So really keep that in mind when, you are talking to somebody, when you're, telling them about your hobbies or your weekend or your side hustle or something that you're excited about at work. Nonverbal communication is a very important part of communication. We cannot have one without the other. They go hand in hand, right? So this is something that I really want people to think about, right? It's not just the words that we utter, not just what we say, but how we say it. And how we say it is a lot of times, our nonverbals. So how is your posture? Do you have an open, confident posture with your shoulders back, your head held high when you're sitting, when you're standing? This is going to project an approachable, self-assured presence, right? And that draws people in. Making consistent eye contact too, that demonstrates sincerity, engagement. It helps you build trust and rapport with your audience. It helps establish your credibility as well. Things like nodding, right? Nodding, smiling, using other facial expressions that are natural to you and that you use regularly can also enhance your communication and really convey genuine interest. You also want to think about gestures, right? Controlled hand gestures that can help emphasize your key points. That adds some visual interest to your presentation or to your talk. Or even when you're having, coffee, you don't want to just sit like this and be very robotic and stiff because that makes people uncomfortable as well. If you're stiff, they're going to be stiff as well. So, these nonverbal cues contribute to charismatic, compelling delivery. And what does that do? That captivates the audience. That gets them to want to listen to you more, gets them invested in what you have to say, gets them excited about, what you're sharing. And overall, you influence and you persuade them, which as a leader is something very important to do. So like we said, storytelling is super important, right? You can think of it as a tool for connection and engagement. So thinking about, what kinds of captivating narratives do you have that showcases experiences, challenges you've surmounted, insights that you have, where you draw the audience in. So start thinking about some stories that you can share. Have an ongoing list that you can tap into, and have different scenarios for different things, different types of stories for different points you want to illustrate, examples you want to share, metaphors that you have, things like that. So having an ongoing list somewhere is going to help you tap into it when you're put on the spot. You'll have that in the back of your mind, and having practiced it, you'll remember what kinds of experiences can lend themselves to sharing an example through a compelling story. So when you're doing this, you really want to tap into emotions through vivid language and relatable examples. Make the audience feel something. It could be, inspiration, laughter, empathy, because this creates a lasting impression. And you want to be top of mind for people. You want people walking away thinking, wow, that was so inspirational. That made me laugh. Or I really want to hear more stories from this person. Or they might see you as a mentor, right? So very, very great way to, rally the troops as well. You can also think of active listening as being something where you leverage that in your talk, right? So engaging with the audience, responding to their questions, feedback, and this doesn't have to be necessarily in a Q&A. It could be peppered throughout your talk, and making it, casual as well is absolutely fine, because that gives people an opportunity to hear from you, kind of like off the cuff, unscripted, but also, you get genuine interest in their perspectives as well. So you get to show that genuine interest. And lastly, thinking about, how can you make this storytelling visual? Are there ways of incorporating images, videos, any presentations to make it all the more visual, all the more engaging for people, right? That will help you make that message even more memorable and impactful. And when that's the case, people walk away happy. They walk away wanting more. They walk away being influenced and persuaded by you, depending on what you're sharing. So authenticity and vulnerability are actually key to projecting charisma as a speaker. In the past, I think there was this kind of image of the perfect leader, right? Who was, you'd wonder, is this a deity who's descended from the heavens, or is this a real person? But nowadays, it's really, showing authenticity, showing vulnerability. These are actually powerful characteristics that we actually don't want to shy away from as a leader, because the reality is when we embrace our true selves and we don't try to become someone we're not, or put up that air of being perfect, whatever that is, or putting a veneer up that is far from who we actually are, that's not going to help you show your charisma. What's going to help you show your charisma is embracing your true self and connecting with the audience in a genuine way, because it shows that you're human. It shows that you've made mistakes, you've picked yourself back up, you've surmounted obstacles, and the audience can also do the same, right? So showing our human side, including our emotions, our vulnerability, saying, sharing a trying experience or a challenging time in our lives that we've overcome certain obstacles, that makes you all the more real, all the more human. And that can actually help you build trust and connection with people. So I really hope that, being authentic and transparent you'll realize that you can actually be more credible and likable as a speaker and as a leader, because the reality is people are drawn to the people who are comfortable being themselves. And no one's perfect, right? We know that perfection doesn't exist. So why is it that, some of us try to hide behind this perfect veneer, or wear this mask of everything's wrong, everything's right, I have everything figured out, I'm perfect, whatever. That's just not the case. So let's instead focus on embracing our authentic selves and using vulnerability to captivate the audience and really project true charisma, because we're all human. We all have made mistakes. This is something that we already know about people. For those of you who might feel like you're shy or introverted, well, the good news is that you can, kind of be aware of this and overcome certain aspects of this. But I'm not trying to say change who you are, because there are plenty of introverted leaders out there, very successful people who tend to be shy and introverted by nature. But when it comes to certain things, they're able to communicate with poise and aplomb and confidence. So the key again is self-awareness. So recognize your triggers and how you tend to cope. Are there certain situations where you are extra shy or extra introverted when you actually don't want to be, because you are seen as a leader, or you're hoping to position yourself as a leader and you need to rise to the occasion, and you don't want people overlooking you or undermining you at work? So that is important, to have that self-awareness. And starting small. So challenge yourself with just small manageable social interactions, and then work your way up from there. Increase and expand your comfort zone. So don't try to, put yourself in a high stakes, high stress situation right off the bat. Work your way up to it. Just like at the gym, you wouldn't start, deadlifting 220 pounds. You will start maybe with dumbbells, Romanian deadlifts, and then gradually work your way up to the barbell, no weights, and then add the plates as needed, and as you get stronger and develop strength, not just muscular strength, but joint strength and mobility, right? So there's so many components to that as well. Just like with communication, start small. Practice, practice, practice. So important. Practice makes progress, as we know. So try to use your everyday situations as, opportunities to work on connecting with others, because the reality is we do social interaction every day, many times a day, maybe all day for certain people, depending on your job or your line of work. So use those as opportunities. Also, I really do encourage you to challenge negative self-talk. If you're the type of person who is constantly beating yourself up over something, saying, mean things to yourself, you've got to stop that, okay? You have to be aware of it, and then you've got to stop it, because it's not helping you at all. In fact, it has a detrimental effect on your psyche, on your mindset, on your communication. So challenge that negative self-talk, replace it with positive self-talk, positive affirmations about your abilities, about, your competence. And lastly, acceptance, right? Embrace your introverted nature. Don't try to change yourself. Just try to improve certain situations or certain, communication in certain situations. Find ways to leverage your unique strengths and your perspective so that you can still achieve your goals without having to completely change your personality, which is not something that is easy to do, nor does it really help reflect your authenticity, right? So by no means do I want you to completely change yourself. We just want to improve what we can improve. And especially if you feel like your shyness or your introversion is standing in your way of accomplishing what you want to accomplish, well, then that's something to revisit, right? It's something to consider. Maybe you change the narrative to, okay, I'm not trying to completely become or turn into an extrovert as an introvert. Let's say you're an introvert, right? But it's more so, trying to find ways of having yourself get out of your own way if you are standing in your way, right? If that makes sense. So accepting yourself, but also accepting that there are certain things you can change. Some things you can change, some things you cannot change. Accepting what you can change and doing what's in your power to do that. Exactly. Okay. So self-care and mindfulness are very important, right? This, practices like meditation, deep breathing, yoga nidra, this can help you tap into the power of now, stay grounded. It helps reduce stress, reduce cortisol levels. So really trying to prioritize your physical well-being through the things that we know are good for us, like getting 8 hours of sleep every night, moving our bodies, regular exercise, doing movement that we love, that we genuinely enjoy, getting, the proper nutrition, that all of these things combined holistically helps support not only our mental and emotional state, but also our physical state. So sound mind and a sound body is what we're aiming for. recognizing and managing our emotions, and practicing things like self-compassion and engaging in activities that actually bring us joy, spending time with people that we want to spend time with. This can help us maintain a positive outlook and also emotional well-being, right? So by focusing on these key areas of self-care and mindfulness, you can actually cultivate the inner resources that you need to project charisma and connect authentically with the people that you're conversing with, whether it be a group of 20 people, an audience of 100, thousands of people, or just one other person that you're having coffee with, right? You want to be able to connect authentically with them. So charisma is a valuable asset in the workplace. It's something that we can all benefit from. It's something that we can all improve upon, especially, there are very few people who are kind of naturally charismatic people. A lot of us have to learn how to be charismatic, and that's just fine, right? That's actually a good thing, because you know exactly what tools you need to leverage in certain social situations, be it at work or in your casual lives. It's about connecting with people, building trust, inspiring others, motivating others, persuading others, right? Charisma is not about being perfect or putting up this perfect facade or a veneer. It's really about conscious effort and practice to help you develop your own unique charisma. There's not a one-size-fits-all charisma. Everybody can be charismatic in their own way. And it really comes down to self-awareness and confidence and connection, like creating that authentic connection with people. And look, charisma might be what helps you unlock many benefits for your career success. As we saw in the benefits chart, right, there's a lot there that can actually help us improve what we want to do and work outcomes and communication outcomes at work. So, this is a skill that can be learned and improved over time and with dedication and with practice. So I really encourage you to get into the mindset, that growth mindset of changing what you can change, right? And accepting what you cannot change and being, okay with that. But doing your best to improve every day and in your communication as well, because the reality is you really can. So for those of you who want more practice and you want to be part of a community of practice and have access to all of our courses and our challenges and opportunities for feedback and expert feedback, you're part of something that is bigger than any one individual. And that's amazing, because you get to tap into a network of professionals. You get to make friends with people from all over the world. You get to network with people in your industry, outside of your industry. So it's great for professional development as well. You've got live interactive chats. You get to meet up with people in video calls, in interest groups that we have several that you can be a part of as part of your, membership. And like I said, we put out new content all the time, new challenges, new courses, new classes. So you'll get all of that. And we are delighted to have you with us. So if you want to check us out, you can go to this link here, academy.explearning.co. You can also scan this QR code. It will give you access to our mobile, right? Our app. That's the word I'm looking for, our app. And you can join us, whenever you'd like. This program, we've got several programs. You can see them on our website. This is a great program for those of you who want, a self-study approach and really, just use the community, complete the activities at your own pace, self-paced guidance, but also full access to support, expert guidance, and also peer support as well. So this is something that, you would really enjoy if you are serious about improving your communication skills and your social fluency and your executive presence and communication. I love that, one of our members said, there's a lot that people have said, and you can read all of our testimonials on our website by going again to that link at academy.explearning.co right here. But one of our members said, best investment, you won't regret it. Indeed, it is an investment. You're investing in yourself, in your future, and your future self will thank you, as well as your current self. So do think of it as an investment. You're investing time, money, energy, resources, and investing in yourself and in your future and in your professional development is one of the best investments we can make, right, as humans. So that is all I have for you today. Check out the replay of this live class. And thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate your time, and I'm so happy that we could spend time together in this session. More to come, so stay tuned, and I'll see you in explearning Academy. All right, bye for now, everybody.